Well, good midday to you, one and all. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. This is a good day. This is a great day. It's a day of rejoicing. It's a day to give God glory and praise for all that He is doing because he's doing great things. So I welcome each and every one of you to a fabulous Friday as we continue to grow and to lift up the name of the Lord together. Linda, bless you. Okay. You're not going to do that. Here we go. And so we're thankful to God for you, one and all. And so, as you can see, I got the little boy with me today, and I got my hands full. He has RSV. He is teething, and he's sleepy, and so I just don't know what I'm gonna do with him. Since the last time I had him, he has developed brand new personalities, and so just don't be growling, okay? And so we're grateful to God for, as you can see, some things have not changed. And so we're grateful to God. Elder Clay, bless you for being here. So I'm thankful to God to have and to hold this little guy. I had to bring some stuff to the church, and I said, I'm going to bring him with me. And okay. Okay. Oh, don't try to say hi to me now, Cora. Thank you for sharing. I had to do that. Jemison, thank you so much for being here. Okay. And so, yes, I have him with me, and it's all good. Okay. Debbie, Minister Sarah, thank y'all so much for being with us on today. Please share as the one and only Cora Jones has done. Please share, please share, please share, please share. Excuse me. Please share, please share, please share. Minister Thornton, thank you so much. Minister Faith, thank you so much for being here with us. Gladys, Catherine. So, like I said, I have my hands full with a little boy that's a little sick, but that's to be expected. He's growing, teething, because his front teeth are in now, his rears are coming in. And like I said, RSV, teething, and he is so sleepy he don't know his name. And so, okay, yeah, we're at the church. No, don't bring him anything. You waving to everybody? Thank you, Debbie, for voting. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hmm? Hmm? It's funny. His mom, hey Kim, how are you, Doe? Um, had on his little shirt, Grandpa's best friend. I'm like, not today. Oh my God, Kim, Lord have mercy. I'm too old for this. Okay, and so we are grateful. We are grateful to God for each and every one of you. And like I said, He has now developed His own personality or personalities. Um, he is now to the point where he enjoys his independence. And in the midst of that, he wants to be able to do things his way. And we bless the Lord. Hey, Robert, how you doing, man? It's been years. Praying all is well with you and the family, and we're grateful to God to hear from you again. Okay, uh, how in the world do you find time? I don't know. I honestly don't know where I find the time. Thank you so much, Janice, for letting it be known that our media presentation is up to par. Plus, I'm chasing a raccoon, so I just got all kind of stuff going on right now. Ain't that right, Booger? Huh? Ain't that right, Booger? So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm glad y'all on here. This is the quietest that he has been. Um, And I just think it's funny. Okay. Christine Meadows, thank you. Don't you bring no drum set over here. Okay. Woo, my God. And I went and bought a car seat, which was the same as what he had. And it took me a while to figure out how to put that thing in there. Then once I got it in there, then I had to read 2 or 3 times to figure out how to adjust it so it fits him. And this little boy grinds his teeth. This is too much for me. Okay. It's just too much. I don't know what they've been doing with this little boy since the last time I had him. No, 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 no. We don't need any more noise. If he were up to par and y'all have heard him before, yeah. Hey Sherry, how are you? Kathy, bless you for being here. So we're grateful to God. How did it do that? Okay. So let me talk about something. Let me talk about something because I think this is important for us to get to understand, to recognize, to grasp, to wrap our minds around. Um, and I talked about it a little bit yesterday about the fact, the danger of exclusion, the danger of feeling that if folk in Christendom are not operating as you feel they should, that you then bring yourself into a position where you're saying if they don't do it our way, then their way is not the right way. Because if you remember clearly, John said we saw some folk that was casting out demons in your name, and we told them don't do that no more. And Jesus said, leave them alone. Hey Pam, how are you? And yeah, I'm too old to be babysitting great grandchildren. And so, but this one right here, he can get whatever he want when he want it. That's just the way it is. Okay. And so now watch what's getting ready to happen when I do this. Here. Now, when he thinks it's a bottle or some Pedialyte, which is what he needs, he fights. And then when it's his binky, he's fine. Lisa, bless you for being here. Okay. You can't. No, he's not quiet. He is sweet, but he is not quiet. He's just sleepy. And so we have to be real careful about how we label Christians and how we, Gaither, thank you for being here, how we label those who are of God and are not of God, those who may operate a little bit different than we do. And the funny thing about this whole situation that we looked at is Jesus tells them, leave them alone because nobody can do anything in my name and turn against me at the same time. And I think that's a powerful statement that needs to be understood. But then he goes a little bit further with this. And I think this is something that we really need to wrap our minds around. Okay. For he who is not against us is on our side. And so basically, what Jesus is trying to get his disciples to understand is even though they're not rolling with us, Rhonda, bless you for being here, even though they are not a part of what we are doing, they are not a part of how we've been doing things. The fact of the matter is, they know something about my name. Oh, God, Lord, please don't let me shout on Friday. They know something about my name because there's power in my name. There's healing in my name. There's deliverance in my name. So if they are using my name, they are not against us. Listen, 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 listen. Jesus came, yes, to die on Calvary, but Jesus also came to show us and to be the example of God in flesh. Oh my God, which tells us in no uncertain terms in any way, shape, form, or fashion, that if somebody is operating in the gifts of the Spirit and are moving in the Spirit and are casting out demons, just because they ain't a part of your denomination or your church, doesn't mean that they are not of God. And that's important for us to see. Okay. And then Jesus takes this just a step further. Y'all ready for this? I hope y'all ready for this. He said, whoever gives a cup of water to drink in my name because they belong to Christ, assuredly I say to you, he will by no means lose his reward. I want you to catch this, Barbara. I want you to catch this if you don't catch anything else, because you got to remember, this entire conversation is hinged around who's going to be the greatest. This entire conversation is hinged around the fact that three of them went up on the mountain with Jesus and the rest of them stayed down there. Sheila, LMA, dear, this whole conversation has everything to do with the misnomer of power, the misnomer of status, the misnomer of the kingdom of God. And so he says, if you want to be great, and I think this is something that Jesus has been examining in this entire book of Mark, when it comes down to being great, you got to learn how to serve. You got to learn how to give. You got to learn how to provide. You cannot, if you plan on doing what God would have you to do, you cannot take all the time. There has to be some giving. He said, if you give somebody a cup of water in my name, okay, because you belong to Christ, I'm telling you, you will not lose your reward. Do I have about 5 people that understand the power of being a servant, the power of servitude, the power of being able to make sure that someone's life is just a little bit better because you showed up? Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. That's power. That's positioning. That's when the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of God is being demonstrated like never before, Gelada. This is so important for us to see. And there is power. Listen, let me use this as an example. Lady Harrison and I went to Ruth Chris when we were on vacation. And as we were sitting there, and we were eating, and I'm not going to tell you the full details of all of that. But when the meal was over, okay, I needed to show gratitude for the service we had received. Gosh. And so this gentleman and his assistant were so proficient and efficient in taking care of Lady Harrison and I. I went above and beyond. As a matter of fact, what I gave, my credit card came back and said, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." Y'all not. That's the power. See, when you serve, there's a reward. Ooh, when you give your all, Valerie, tell Dad we said hello. There's a reward. When you give the best you have to give, God says you will not lose your reward. As a matter of fact, as I was sitting there was 2 other ladies at the other table. They were African-American ladies, and one of them was celebrating her birthday. And I called the waiter over, and I gave the waiter a certain amount of money. And I said, "Here, give this to them toward their bill." And he said, "Well, you want?" I said, No. I said, "You wait until we leave." Lady Bowling, how are you? You wait until we leave. You wait until we go through the door, and then you make the presentation, because it's not about getting people to recognize your existence. It's about the fact that they are blessed because you exist. And guess what? I'll never see those people again. I may run into them in glory, but I'll never see them, because it's not about doing stuff so you can be grand and grandiose and all that. It's about being led of the Lord, being a blessing to people. He says, if you just give somebody a cup of water, you won't lose your reward. I wish I had. You know what would be fantastic is if every church had at least half that church with the attitude of servitude, with the attitude of giving, with the attitude of sacrifice, with the attitude of seeing about the needs of other people other than themselves. God says, y'all better hear me. Y'all better hear me when I say this. God says, if you do that, I got something for you. I've got a reward for you. I have something that the devil in hell can never take away from you. Okay. And so there are days like when I go to Starbucks, I'll pay for the person behind me. I told them, you ain't need to tell nobody. See, you ain't got to spend $300-400 on somebody. Just be a blessing. You don't have to do a whole lot. Just be a blessing. Sometimes the blessing isn't financial. Sometimes the blessing is just a word of encouragement. Sometimes the blessing is just a word to let them know that you know they exist. You know they're alive. You know that they are significant. He says, listen. If Jesus says If you give me a cup of water, you won't lose your reward. That means he's paying attention to everything. I'm trying not to get excited because this little boy trying to go to sleep. Listen, listen to me. The joy I have is being able to bring joy into somebody else's life without the person I bring it into know it was me that did it. Y'all can't handle that. And the reason many of us can't handle that is because we want somebody to say, oh man, I appreciate what you did. No, 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 no. Sometimes in your life, you've got to learn how to give. You've got to learn how to sacrifice. You've got to learn how to demonstrate the kingdom of God in ways like never before. And guess what God says? You will not lose your reward. I don't care how difficult it gets. I don't care how crazy it gets. I don't care how, if you go through those moments when you don't have much to show for your existence. He says you will not lose your reward. I use this phrase all the time. Delay is not denial. Weeping may endure for the night, but I guarantee you joy will show up in the morning. Oh my God. That's a good way to end on a Friday, isn't it? That's a good way for us to go into our weekend thinking about the goodness of God, thinking about how we can be a blessing, thinking about how we can expand the kingdom of God, thinking about that it doesn't take cars and houses, but just some water, refreshing someone's thirst, encouraging someone's existence, letting somebody else know, been where you are, but the reason I'm here right now is because of his grace and his mercy. That's right. Jesus said that if you give to people, you know you get it back from, you got your reward. But I want you to give to folk in no expectation of them ever being able to return it back to you. I got to go. I got to go. This little boy is just about sleep. Hey, Nisi, how you doing? And I'm going to let him go to sleep for a little bit before we head on back home. And pray for this little boy. Pray for his mama. He's doing better. I just want him to get better so that he can get back to being who I know he is. And he is a whole new I know he is. Okay. Listen, love you. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. You're not going to say bye-bye. He's too sleepy to do it. But he knows how to do that. Now say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Y'all have a great weekend. May God bless you. May he keep you. Is our prayer. I almost hit the button too soon. Yeah, he's almost asleep. Listen, vote, 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 vote. Don't allow anything to stand in the way of you making to the ballot box. This initiative is too important. Y'all be blessed now. Love you, and may the love of Christ keep you from this day forward.